Her project is about helping members plan for their future and keeping them on track to achieve their personal prosperity. Emily.
I want you all to imagine a knot. Not a single knot, but multiple knots making up a larger one. These knots represent financial decisions. Each time you made a decision, it made a knot. And at first, it didn't seem so bad. You weren't sure you were making the best decisions. You didn't feel you were making bad ones. Then you met your partner. You combined your finances, and you began your life together. Their knots joined your knots. And now it feels like no matter how hard you pull, you just can't undo it. This is the situation of our tangled couple, the people we are solving for. Research shows that people don't like to discuss their finances, even with their significant others. This is not to say they made bad financial decisions. It's that currently in our culture, discussing finances seems to be taboo. This couple wants to enjoy life. They want to go on a trip, have kids, buy a car. How can they confidently do these things when they're not sure they can afford them? It's that knot in your stomach telling you something isn't right, but you're not sure how to deal with it. That's what it feels like to be tangled, to be unsure of your financial state and how to make your money work best for you. Plan with Purpose is a digital application that will combine the expertise of our Libro coaches, which are financial advisors, with intelligent technology to help our members prioritize, set, track, and achieve their goals. The purpose of this app is to help our members understand their current financial state, help them set achievable and purposeful goals, and with the assistance of intelligent technology, help keep them on track while providing practical tips along the way. Imagine feeling tangled, that knot in your stomach. You log on to our digital application, Plan with Purpose, and after a short onboarding process, you choose to aggregate your information from your other financial institution. Because yes, we know some of our members bank in more than one place. Right away, you're able to see a better, full picture of your finances, spending habits, and trends. Because you're joined on your account with your significant other, you invite them to the plan, hopefully opening the door to a more open and honest conversation around what you are seeing. This in itself helps untangle some knots. Next, you start setting goals, prioritizing what to save for and when and how to pay down your debt. This system will help show you your progress, keep you on track, and provide practical tips along the way. I can feel some of those knots untangling. Most importantly, your Libro coach is able to review your plan, provide you advice, and when the time is right, ask you and your partner to come in for a coaching session. Imagine the tension relief from those knots in your stomach. Now, it doesn't mean that all your knots are untangled or that something won't happen that will require you to review or modify your plan. What it does mean is that you can begin to feel confident that you are on the right track and that some of those knots are untangled. During this process, we have learned a lot, and research has told us two things that stood out: nudging and humans plus technology. Nudging is the concept that we cannot change our behaviors overnight. I often compare this to weight loss, something many of us can relate to. We all know we should eat well and exercise. So why is it so hard to get off the couch and stay away from the junk food? Well, these are often things we know we should do. They're not necessarily things we want to do. Nudging is about helping our members take small steps, seeing progress, and continuing to take steps that will help them change a behavior. Now let's talk about finances. We all know we should spend less than we make. It seems simple. And yet, over half of Canadians are $200 or less away from being able to cover their bills, and 43% of Americans don't earn enough to cover their monthly bills. Nudging is about helping our members modify their behaviors towards better decision making. We need to take this one step at a time. We cannot untangle our knots in one single pull. The second was humans plus technology. Technology is playing a larger role in our lives every year, but we shouldn't rely on algorithms to think for us. We are all unique, and we need human insight to read between the lines, provide empathy, and see the larger picture. Plan with Purpose will combine the expertise of our staff with intelligent technology to help serve our members better. We are on a journey, and this is not the end. We are currently using design thinking, or specifically human-centered design, and we're moving into prototyping and testing our concept in the market. We are focused on desirability. Is this something our members want? Will they actually use it? And will it untangle their knots? Focus for feasibility and viability will come next. We believe that this solution will be a tremendous help to our members and in turn good for Libro. We are looking to increase member satisfaction, retention, portfolio growth, and increased referrals. We believe the solution will make our members more prosperous and in turn bring more business to Libro. It's a win-win. People helping people. It's the credit union way. However, in a world of rapid change, how we help our members is also changing, and we need to adapt. I believe in the credit union system. I believe in putting people before profit, and I believe that we are what people really want, a financial institution that truly cares about them. However, we need to challenge ourselves to find new ways to help our members. As I mentioned, we're still working on this solution. I hope one day we are able to share it with more credit unions. What I can ask you today is to consider how you are using design thinking or human-centered design at your credit unions. How are you nudging your members towards better financial decisions? And how are you leveraging technology to complement the expertise of your staff? Plan with Purpose is an example of how we are using technology and nudging to help our members. We feel this solution will help our members understand their current financial state, nudge them towards better behaviors, help them achieve the goals most important to them, and finally untangle the knots that are preventing them from living their best lives. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice job. Now on to our judging panel. Let's start with Eric this time.
Great presentation, Emily. What I'm interested though is, I think there's lots been written about money shame, and what has to be true about the way we recruit, build, develop advisors to really overcome some of the psychological issues about talking about money? What has to change about the human side of your idea?
Yes, thank you for the question, Eric. So we've talked a lot about how discussing money is taboo, and it's something that we talked a lot about as a project team on how do we help the conversation be more open. At Libro, we're really focused on coaching, and we believe that every member should have a Libro coach, which they do for the most part, and every member should have a prosperity plan. And so the way that we try to help our members discuss finances more openly without shame is that we talk about how every member has a plan, and we're all unique, and we need to discuss where we're at. And so we feel that having this coaching philosophy and these plans helps open the conversation, and this digital application will just fill that gap in between the conversations of keeping them on track and being able to continue the conversation with them offline, or online, I guess I should say. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And David.
Yeah, another great presentation. I think the entire audience would say that we felt like you were talking to all of us, so great job there. With regards to the app, why require a branch visit? Have you explored on-demand video so that people can do this from home or from a distance versus coming in face-to-face?
Yeah, so they don't, thank you for the question, David. They don't have to come into the branch. We feel, so there's kind of, we look at this as a three-step process is the way that we've looked at it. So we feel some of our members are gonna come on, they're maybe gonna aggregate their information, and that's all they're gonna do. But they get a fuller picture of their finances. We think that's a win in itself. Some people are gonna start to set goals, and that will help them. And then some people will reach out to a coach, or a coach will reach out to them. And we do have some decisions to make on whether we will share information with our coaches, or if a member will have to decide to share their information. Some may not want to. So we don't require a coaching session. We hope that the technology that we're using and the information that our coaches will see will then coach them virtually as well. And we do feel that when they come into a branch, we help set them up better for more achievable and purposeful goals, but they don't need to come in for a coaching session. Thank you for asking.
And Peter, we've got time for a question from you.
Yeah, nicely done, Emily. So tell us a little bit about Emily inside of this, right? So the project, you have this idea.
Yep.
What are you learning? What do you need to learn in order to keep forwarding this project inside of your organization?
Thank you, Peter. So this project came out of, I was chosen at my credit union to do innovation group through Filene Research Institute. And so that was kind of the beginning of my journey on this project. So I worked with someone else, and we came up with a project similar to this one, but it was different. And since then, our credit union felt that it was a strategic priority to bring our project to life, but combine it with another project that was about understanding how Libro is helping their members. Our mission is to grow prosperity in Southwestern Ontario. How do we tangibly do that? So they made a new project team. And so coming into the new project team, I've learned a lot. I'm sitting on a project team with a couple of our executives, and I'd say my biggest gap is probably the technology information. I come from a marketing background. I definitely don't understand all of the analytics or the requirements for the technology, but I'm learning. And we're also going into research. So we're discussing what types of research we're going to do, quantitative versus qualitative, and the types of questions we ask. And that's been eye-opening for me, because it's not something that I normally did in my day-to-day job. So I've definitely learned a lot, and more to learn as we go through it. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Emily. Thank you.